Shared power is another metagame on Pokemon Showdown in which your Pokemon's ability is shared with the rest of your team upon switching, allowing for up to 6 possible abilities. Due to the unusual nature of the tier, there are many Pokemon that aren't very good normally that excel in shared power, so today we'll be discussing shared power's weirdest meta Pokemon. Now, why don't we get started with what is quite literally considered to be the strongest Pokemon in the tier. Indeedee, specifically the male form, currently resides in the NU tier, the second lowest official tier of Smogon singles, where it is apparently so bad that it doesn't have a Smogon strategy page for the tier, while Vivillon does, so I'll just talk about its OU niche instead. In Overused, Indeedee primarily functions as a utility-based special attacker, using Psychic Surge boosted Expanding Force and Dazzling Gleam for damage. Indeedee's priority blocking Psychic Surge can be utilized as a way to counter opposing priority reliant Pokemon such as Kingambit or Dragonite, along with boosting the damage output of its Psychic type teammates. So what about shared power could turn such a mediocre Pokemon into the strongest Pokemon in this team? It's priority. It is just priority. To understand shared power, you have to understand that priority essentially runs this tier. Priority can be boosted to insane levels with abilities like Technician, Tough Claws, and Hustle to allow for insane levels of damage output, allowing you to effectively one-shot any Pokemon. So one would imagine that if you could block priority entirely with just one Pokemon, that Pokemon would be considered one of the best in the tier. Now, you may be wondering, why not use other priority blocking abilities like Dazzling, Armor Tailor, Queenly Majesty? Well, those abilities are banned, or more specifically, restricted. Restrictions are when an ability is considered too powerful to be shared, but not broken enough to be outright banned. So while these Pokemon can be used for priority counterplay, they aren't as good as Indeedee, who can share its priority blocking Psychic Surge. Once again, you may be wondering, why isn't Psychic Surge restricted if outright blocking priority is considered too powerful? Well, that is due to the conditional nature of Psychic Surge. Psychic Surge is a field condition, meaning that it can be removed by other similar abilities like Rillaboom's Grassy Surge and Pincurchin's Electric Surge, both of which are commonly used in shared power, meaning that the priority blocking effects of Psychic Surge can be deactivated with relative ease. So, after all that explanation, what does Indeedee actually do? Indeedee's role in shared power is quite simple. Give Psychic Surge to the rest of the team, and pray it can do anything else. Indeedee is primarily used on specially offensive teams, with access to Stab Expanding Force, a surprisingly deep coverage move pool, and plenty of supporting options, and can deal major damage using abilities like Sheer Force or Adaptability. Next up on our list of normally bad terrain setters, we have Pincurchin. Pincurchin is normally painfully bad. In Gen 8, when it was introduced, it could at least hit quite hard with Electric Surge boosted Rising Voltages. However, Rising Voltage has now been relegated to Raging Bolt signature move for reasons beyond my understanding, so Pincurchin can't even do that anymore. It currently resides in the ZU tier as there is no lower tier to fall to. It quite literally doesn't even have a Smogon strategy page for ZU, because it is just that bad. I can't even write about what it normally does in singles because it can't do anything. So how could shared power possibly save the lost cause that is Pincurchin? In shared power, Pincurchin is primarily used in combination with the Future Paradox Pokemon due to their Quirk Drive ability boosting their highest stat under electric terrain. Due to the nature of shared power, you only need one Future Paradox Pokemon for the playstyle to work. Pincurchin is primarily used as a hazard setter for these teams due to its access to spikes and toxic spikes. However, even if it can't set up hazards, getting Electric Surge active is worth the team slot. Speaking of not so great Gen 8 Pokemon, next up we have Hisuian Lilligant. Now compared to Pincurchin, Hisuian Lilligant might as well be banned to anything goes, but it's still relatively low in Smogon's tiering system, currently being a UBL. Lilligant's Hustle ability renders its attacks highly inaccurate, and the only good Sunsetter is several tiers above it, so it can't make good use of Chlorophyll either. So how does shared power change this mediocre Pokemon? While Chlorophyll is outright banned in shared power, the many accuracy increasing abilities available make Lilligant one of the strongest Pokemon in the tier. Hisuian Lilligant's Hustle can be paired with Midnight Lycanroc and Golden Snow Guard to allow for perfect accuracy on your moves. But Hisuian Lilligant can also be very effectively paired with Galvantula and its accuracy boosting Compound Eyes ability. While the accuracy boost from Compound Eyes is less than that of No Guard, Galvantula has many tools that the other accuracy boosters lack. Galvantula is a phenomenal speed control Pokemon, as with access to the speed-lowering Sticky Whip and Thunder Wave, it can bring opposing teams to a standstill, allowing your slower offensive threats to take out opposing Pokemon far more easily. Outside of sharing its powerful Hustle ability, Hisuian Lilligant primarily serves as a setup sweeper, often utilizing its signature move Victory Dance and deep offensive move to clean up games or punch holes in the opposing team. Hisuian Lilligant is also frequently used in priority spam teams with Rillaboom, using its high speed stat to take out opposing priority users who would normally destroy these teams. Similarly to Lilligant, Dusk Forme Lycanroc is a Pokemon featured on priority spam that is normally considered relatively subpar, currently residing in the NUBL tier due to its lack of usage in RU. During its time in NU, Lycanroc served as both a sweeper and a wall breaker, utilizing its contact move boosting Tough Claws and fast coverage move pool to shatter the tier's comparatively frailer Pokemon with ease. This level of offensive dominance resulted in Lycanroc Dusk's ban from the NU tier. So how could an NUBL wallbreaker possibly be good in the Ubers-based shared power? Dusk Forme Lycanroc serves as the main hazard lead for priority spam teams. Lycanroc can set up stealth rocks, taunt opposing hazard users, and deal massive damage with its Tough Claws ability and various coverage moves. Lycanroc is also capable of serving as a setup sweeper with its access to Sword Stance, Stab Priority and Accelerock, and comically large coverage move pool. While those last two roles are very useful, its main job is to give Tough Claws to the rest of the team, as the vast majority of priority moves are contact moves, meaning that Lycanroc can effectively make these teams hit 30% hard. And those were the weirdest meta Pokemon in shared power. Now there were a few more weird meta Pokemon that I would have liked to cover, like Houndstone and Wochien, but I already covered them far more in depth than I could here in my video on Zamazenta and Hyper Defense, so maybe check that out if you feel so inclined. Anyway, thanks for watching this entire video. Only like 10% of people do that, so you're legally awesome now. That's how this works. Anyways, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and dislike and comment why you didn't like it if you didn't. Also, there's a feedback form in the description and top comment, so I'd really appreciate it if you took like the 5 minutes to fill that out.